Peter Schriepel's been working on his little ammo box mini bike, and I want to make one too with this scooter. I'm gonna chop it up, turn it into this. And it's gonna have storage inside. It's gonna use a standard drill battery, and it's gonna be little. So here's what we're working with, a pretty standard cheap electric scooter. This one has a hub drive motor, which I don't totally love, but the reason I chose this model is because it uses a standard drill battery, which means this platform is going to be completely hollow. The original plan was to use the ammo box and cover the rear tire and let it hang out, very similar to how Peter has his setup, which I think looks really cool. Unfortunately, because of this weird hub motor, I'm not going to be able to do that, but it's not a problem. All we're going to do is let the back tire hang out the back. Let's go make something. Most electric scooters use this platform to hold the battery, but since the battery's up front,
oh, would you look at that?
This scooter has nothing in here except one plug. It's perfect for this project. I need to remove this plastic casing off this wire to fish it through, so to do that, you just got to release these little metal pins that are on the plugs themselves, and then the end slides right off. We're gonna pull off the handlebars, dismantle the rest of this bike, pull out the electronics, fish that through, save it for later, do a little bit of measuring, measure once, cut twice. Let's take a look at this thing. Nice. I'm gonna cut down these handlebars just to make everything as small as possible. I need to cut this little notch so the throttle mechanism will slide all the way in and still function correctly. Hot, a little warm, but that will work great. I'm gonna measure and cut the ends off. Chop. I cut about 2 inches off each side just to make these little handlebars even littler. And we're gonna cut the length of this as well, cut this down at the bottom and at the top. Thought I'd use the hand hacksaw for this, just to change it up a little bit. And now we have little handlebars. I'm gonna use the original foot plate to get our holes lined up, because everything is pretty much the same other than it's just been shortened. So I'm gonna bend this and make sure everything lines up the way we want it. Center everything up, mark it, punch it, and drill it. We are in the home stretch. Gonna give this thing a complete paint job. Gonna paint everything a matte green. After trying this out, instead of welding those two pieces together to make a small T, I realized I needed to push it out forward. So I bought this bicycle extension neck, and we're gonna put that on, and hopefully our legs will be able to fit on this and we can actually steer this mini bike. To hold everything down securely, I got longer screws and fender washers, and I think that'll hold down everything real nice. Let's try this out. Okay, I think this will work, right? Our feet will go up here. Just got to get the steering set up. So what I did was, it was a little loose because the sizing's a little bit smaller than normal. So I put this PVC piece in. Oh, okay. It broke. Make a new one. And we got it. All right, so the smaller diameter of these handlebars on this scooter are different than standard bicycles and stuff. So instead of buying a bunch of components, I just put a little bit of PVC, some Gorilla Tape, and we're good to go. Because we've shortened everything on our scooter, we're gonna have to shorten the brake lines and the throttle cables and all this. So I'm gonna restring this, get the throttle wire set up, and if you need to strip wires, these are the wire strippers to get. Oh my goodness, it makes everything so easy. Just need to reassemble this electronics box, and of course, this is the part that takes the longest. I didn't document how this came apart, so I don't know. We finally got it back together. Make a few connections. The throttle cable was the only rewiring I had to do. Everything else just clicked back together. Let's give this thing a little seat test, see how it feels. Oh yeah, it's little, but I think this will work. I'm gonna put some Velcro on the bottom of this box. I'm not sure if this is the permanent setup, but I figure the Velcro will hold it in place for now. Gonna add our foot pegs. Flip this thing over and see how it looks. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Now we just gotta tighten down the steering, get some paint on here. And here it is. The scooter conversion was a success. The only thing I don't like about my build is the motor. You need to push the bike before it starts running, and I'd prefer it if it was just a get up and go the way Peter has his set up. And if you want to check out his video, I put a link in the description. It's worth checking out. He came up with the concept and I just made my own based off that. I'd love to see yours if you end up making one. One of my favorite parts on this project is that it uses a standard drill battery to power it, so I can use that battery in other things. And my favorite thing with this mini bike is this little kickstand. Look, I love that thing. Thanks for watching Knoptop. Go make something.